Hi everyone. So I am here to do part 2 of my chatty get ready with me full face of summer makeup, and it's the makeup look that I've been doing for the past couple of weeks on days when I'm not making a video or going anywhere special and I need to wear like special makeup. I've just been kind of playing around with some color, but in a fun way. And the color that I'm using in this makeup look is one that I've seen many times before and just never really knew how to use this color. And what prompted me to start using it was this little Natasha Denona Star palette. And it's this shade right here. And it is a shade shifter. So as you can see, it's green and burgundy, depending on the way you look at it. And it's a really pretty look for a one eyeshadow makeup look, but it's kind of glam when you use it that way. So like if I were going out for an evening or going, I don't know, to a wedding or a social event, I could wear it that way. But I really wanted to try to include this color in everyday makeup looks. And when I started playing around with it, I realized that I've seen this color so many times before. And I'm gonna show you where else you might have this color in your makeup collection so that you won't have to purchase any products to create the look I'm going to be doing, or you don't have to spend a lot of money to do it. So this is the $25 mini Natasha Denona Star palette, and it's this shade right here. And this is called Cosmo. And I'm going to show you where else you might have this color in your collection. If you have the Tarteist Pro palette, I think they're discontinuing this palette. This is like the third palette that I've owned since this palette came out, like, I don't know, 8 years ago. And this is the color right here, and it's called Trendy. And as you can see, it's the exact same shade as the Natasha Denona. I wiped my finger off. But it's that kind of greenish burgundy shift. Another place where you may have seen that color is in these paint pots from MAC. And this is Bougie and this is Moss. And they're different. And I'll show you. Let me dip my finger in Bougie, my pinky, and make sure my finger is clean, and then my other finger in Moss. Moss might be hard to find because I purchased mine at Macy's and it was in like a sale bin, so I don't know if it's a discontinued color, but this is Bougie green with a burgundy shift, and this is Moss. It's more green with like a brown shift, but it's very similar. And paint pots are very long wearing too. So that's a great way to go if you're wearing like all waterproof makeup. And these make great eyeliners. So you can add just a little bit of color where you want to have it. One more MAC product, and this is the Mini Loose Pigments, and this is in the shade Blue Brown. And it also, I wiped off my hand, so I'm just going to take my finger, and these are loose, so this is a very messy way to go, but let me kind of shear it out. As you can see, same color. It's like it's everywhere. The one that I'm most excited to share with you is in a cheapy little palette from Wet n Wild, and I don't even know what this palette is called. I found mine on Amazon years ago, and I've owned a couple of these over time, but I always ignored that color until I was playing with the Natasha Denona palette, and I thought, you know what? I bet this is the same color. And then I started thinking about it, and I was finding it everywhere. So it's this shade right here in this little cheapy, I think it's like a $4 palette, and there it is. So it is the same, and I feel like it's equally creamy and lovely. And all the palettes. Now the blue brown and the loose pigments is different because it's loose. And the paint pots, they're more of a cream formula, but like I said, they're more long wearing. So you could achieve this same look with these as well. But the Bougie is a little more red with a green shift, whereas the other shades are more green with a red shift, if that makes sense. I did swatch them to show you how they differ when you swatch them on a white sheet of paper. So here's Tarte, Wet n Wild, nearly identical. Then you have the two no, this is Natasha Denona Star, and that one is a little more burgundy when you swatch it. Then you have Bougie, which is definitely more orangey or burgundy. Moss, which is almost exactly the same as these two. And then the Blue Brown Loose Pigment, which again, same. So check your collection. I'm sure you have this color sitting somewhere. And if you would like to experiment with this color, I would definitely pick up the Wet n Wild because it's the most inexpensive. But if you're sure you'll like it, then just invest in the Star palette from Natasha Denona because this formula is absolutely amazing. And this is a really fun palette to have in my collection. When I started playing with my Natasha Denona palette, I didn't have another color that I wanted to use with Cosmo. I mean, I could use any of these colors and they look beautiful, but I really wanted something very light. And this palette does not include anything like that. So I grabbed MAC Shroom, which is just like this. It's just like kind of an iridescent color and it's very light. And the Wet n Wild palette also has a very light shade that works just as well. It might be a little more yellowy in its undertone, but it's essentially the same. And then the Tarteist Pro palette also has a couple of light shades that would work really well. So that's what I like to do, is just grab any palette that has a really kind of very light vanilla shade, and I like it to have a little shimmer to it. So that's what I did. So the palette I'm going to use is the Wet n Wild because it's the least expensive and the quality of these two colors are really, really great. And I'm going to pick up the light shade that I showed you and I'm going to apply that all over my mobile lid. And I'm just using a MAC fluffy brush. And I'm applying it into the arch of my brow, even on the inner corner. And this is like my base. And in my part one, I did prime my eyelids. So I already have eyelid primer on. So I told you a little bit about my friend visiting me in part one. And she was telling me, she was noticing that I was taking my reading glasses on and off while we were together. I was reading the menu and I was looking at pictures and I just kept taking my glasses on and off. And she told me that she has contact lenses that are like bifocals. So when she looks down, she can read. And when she looks forward, she could see distance. I don't have problems with seeing in distance, but I do need reading glasses to see. And they're weighted so they won't roll around in your eyes, so the bifocal stays down. So I made an appointment with my ophthalmologist and I'm gonna get my eyes checked and hopefully get contact lenses so I won't have to worry about reading glasses all the time. I hope that they'll work out for me. I've never worn contacts before and I get a little squeamish putting something in my eye. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm kind of excited to get rid of those reading glasses. Okay, now I'm using a BK Beauty like little smudger brush like this, just a tiny detail brush. And I'm going to go into that shade and I don't know if it has a name. I think it just has a number. And I'm packing that onto my brush, tapping it off, and all I'm doing now is making an outer V in the corner, like so, and I'm smudging it into my crease, like a cut crease, and I'm leaving the inner lid really nice and bright. And now I'm taking what's left and going beneath my lower lash line with it, just smudging it there. It does have a teensy bit of fallout, but it's not a lot, and I can clean it up very easily with concealer. I'm gonna do the same on the other eye. I've been having a lot of fun playing with eyeshadow using just 2 colors. I've been trying to kind of scale back my eye looks a little bit, making everything quicker and easier, but still looking polished and finished and ready for the day. Sometimes I feel like I use like 4 or 5 different colors, and you really can't tell anyway because I have deep set eyes. So I spend a lot of time on my eye makeup, and you know, I don't really get the payoff of having a lot of lid space and people being able to see what I've done. So I've just been keeping it very simple. But I love those pops of color, little special colors like this one. I'm just smudging it in the upper lash line as well. I'm keeping it really simple, so I'm not going to apply eyeliner on my upper lash line. Okay, now I'm just using a MAC 221S, which is like a blending shader brush, and I'm just picking up a little bit more just on the end of the brush, so little. And I'm taking what I've applied so far, and now I'm just kind of blending it around. Because as you shear this out, it looks kind of green. But then as you blend it, that's when you start to see the pop of copper or burgundy. And it looks like you've used more than just 2 colors on your lids. If you want to see how this looks using the Natasha Denona and the Shroom from MAC, if you follow my Instagram, I posted a picture yesterday on Sunday of the look using those 2 colors. I basically did everything the same, but I used the Cosmo from Natasha Denona and Shroom from MAC. And you might already have those in your collection. If you have MAC palettes, a lot of times Shroom is in one of the, like I think it's in my nude model palette from MAC. I think Shroom may be one of the colors, or it's just one of those colors that MAC includes in a lot of their palettes. It's a great single to have as well. Now I'm just going to use my very messy Tarte CC. It's like a color corrector, so it's a little pinker than a concealer, and it's really great for color correcting, and it's very, very creamy. So I like to use it as a concealer as well and clean up my eyeshadow. Now I'm just putting some NYX retractable eyeliner in black. Charcoal gray would have been better, I think, but I accidentally just grabbed black. So I'm doing my upper tight line. And now I'm just going to add mascara, and I'm going to use the Hourglass Unlocked. You can use any kind of mascara you like. I like black because I like my eyelashes to look like false eyelashes. So I'll be right back. So all I did was add my Hourglass mascara. It's the Unlocked Tubing Mascara. I really like it a lot. And this is the finished look. I'll bring you in close. Super easy, sophisticated makeup look that you could wear every day. You could wear it to go out at night. You could wear it in the morning. You could wear it wherever you want to go. I always wondered what to do with that color, particularly when I had the Tarteist Pro palette, the first one years ago. I think I used just about every color in that palette except Trendy, which is the shade shifter. Have you ever tried this shade in any of the products you have? Do you have any other like hidden gems that we might have in our collection complexion that we might be a little bit afraid of? If so, let us know what it is down in the comment section. Let me know, do you like this simple everyday makeup look? I think it's polished, sophisticated, and like I said, you could wear it to work. You could wear it for just every day, going to the grocery store, having lunch with a friend, going out for the evening. I could add some winged liner onto this and really glam it up, or maybe even some false lashes. But I think it's just such a great, easy makeup look for summertime. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Let me know if you have any fun plans this week now that summer is in full swing. And I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. I'll see you next time.